All right, so we'll move on to our listener questions. Again, if you'd like to ask your own questions, feel free to hop onto our Discord and post those in our episode questions channel. Adam, what do we have today?
All right, we have 2 questions from the same listener, Raymond the Frog. First question, what insane occupation do you think an arcade game has best trained you for, a la The Last Starfighter?
I don't think any of us have piloted starships to save a Federation from an invading force.
No. But
Well,
tell.
I have piloted the Millennium Falcon at Disney. Does that count?
Did you win?
Yes.
All right,
everyone
good job,
wins,
son.
Rob.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird question. I mean, you could be funny and say Boonga Boonga has trained you to be a proctologist.
Yeah.
Not sure how accurate that is, but it is something that you could claim. I don't know.
For me, I feel like they have given me false hopes of being better at occupations. Like,
so Boonga Boonga wasn't a real
well, no,
proctology
like I'm thinking about like
simulator.
when I'm playing Outrun or Initial D, I'm like, I could do this in a real vehicle.
Oh, no.
And then it's like, no, you couldn't.
I mean, I don't know. Like Taiko no Tatsujin like teaches you how to play drums a little bit, but none of us are professional musicians. That's a weird one.
I've got one from my past that actually helped out. I know I've told this story before, but T-Mech trained me on how to operate a Bobcat.
Oh, that's right. You did
which
say that.
I then used to make money during the summers when I was a college student by doing landscaping at Panama City Beach.
Right.
And one day the Bobcat driver didn't show up, and the person was like, well, do we have anybody that knows how to drive one? And I'm like, I think I might. And so he let me test it. And yeah, it was super easy because it was a steer skid, and each one of the controls related to each one of the steers. Obviously, there's no bucket motion on T-Mech, but from playing all the T-Mech I played, I intuitively know what to do and how to drive it and turn and all that kind of stuff. And I was able to run the Bobcat from that point forward and stop sweating my butt off by doing like manual flower bed planting and stuff, and mulch spreading.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
It's like a really good use of arcade game.
I was having to do some camera control over the weekend, and I realized that some of these games messed me up because I'm so used to
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, no, I'm so used to like yoke controls and it being opposite.
Oh yeah,
you inverted the
I kept over and over inverting the controls, and I'm like, we really need to change this to what it should be.
They just thought that you were very Quentin Tarantino-esque and that you were always wanting to capture footage of people's feet.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of one that trained me for an occupation.
I guess it'd be based on the controls, right? So I mean, most everything has joystick controls, so you're not really going to get much from those games. You know, you're not going to be able to learn how to golf from your Turf Masters.
No. You can think that you can, but
yeah. No. I would try to lean towards things that have more controls that are accurate to that. I mean, they use Battlezone to train Army people on how to steer tanks and stuff. So there is a history of it.
There is a Taito game, Rob. Maybe you remember the name of it, but it might just be called like Big Excavator. But it's like the cabinet looks like a construction vehicle. I don't know if it's a crane or a bulldozer or whatever it is, but its controls are like just like that, kind of like an assault. Yeah. Where you have the thing and like you drive around, you have to pick stuff up. You actually have to do like construction jobs and like crane stuff with it. So that would probably be one. I have no experience on driving anything like that, but it might be similar to a real one.
I'm sure there's probably some over in Japan, but is there any train simulator?
Oh, Densha Dego. There you go. That's the perfect answer. I don't drive trains. I'm pretty sure you don't, but Densha Dego is essentially a simulator on how to accurately and timely drive trains. So there you
just
go.
like the big video walls of the horse racing games teach you how to be a jockey.
Or gambling addict. Either one.
More so a gambling addict.
Yeah. Our second question, also from Raymond the Frog. Saw type scenario. You are trapped in a small room with an arcade game stuck in attract mode for 72 hours. It must have music and sound effects. Silence is not an option. What game would you choose to be locked in with, and which game would be the worst?
So is this a bad time to bring up that I've never seen Saw?
No, but you understand the concept of Saw, or do you want me to explain it to you?
No, so from what I know of the popular culture aspect of it, you have a person who is got a puppet named Jigsaw who is giving instructions to people inside a room. And I think the first movie starred Carrie Yules.
Yeah, Robin Hood's in it.
You mean Dread Pirate Roberts, but
I mean Robin Hood, but whatever.
and there's some sort of trap that they're in, and they have to make sacrifices if they want to live. Is that the
mostly right? But the Jigsaw is not the name of the puppet. Jigsaw is the name of the person,
the puppeteer.
Yeah, the mastermind of
his
what's
parents
going on.
must have hated him.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. And basically, he makes you do stuff if you want to try to escape.
So in this premise, then we are having to be in the room for 3 days in order to escape by listening to an arcade game.
Now,
not have to like gnaw off our own leg or anything to escape earlier.
Whatever you got to do. This is, I think it's harder to pick one that you would want to do.
Pong. I mean, it's easy. You just go really early. Yeah.
Boom. Does that have music?
It has to have music and sound effects. So yeah, you could.
Sound is music. Space Invaders.
I don't think Space Invaders has sound, does it? Like on a track mode, does it? I can't remember if it does. Anything is going to drive you mad.
Melodic.
Anything is going to drive you mad at 72 hours. I don't think. Man, there's some. I'm gonna go Turf Masters.
Really?
Is the one I'm gonna want to do only.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some. I got some heat coming for the ones that I don't want to do, but yeah, I think I would pick Turf Masters only because I often let it play in my room, and I think I've learned to just zone out the Neo Geo kind of like chime thing. Yeah, so I think I could do 72 hours with that. Don't want to, but I think I could do it.
Yeah, I was trying to go through games and then really remember the attract mode, and then I was trying to think of like games that I would listen to the soundtrack on CD anyways.
Yeah.
And so like I was thinking like Outrun, like, is there really annoying sound? Like I was trying to remember like, is there really annoying sounds versus could I just listen to, I'd be listening to the music anyway, so that's okay.
Yeah, it's a good strategy.
So
that one, I mean, just having it here, it is a lot.
Yeah.
But I think it's not the worst.
Yeah.
I think like a rhythm game too. It cycles through stuff, right? So
yeah, DDR.
That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, you're going to hear the same song multiple times.
Yeah,
I think Tuning Them's probably the worst one we have because it keeps.
I was going to say Sound Voltex is pretty bad too because it's always the theme song to it is
grating,
obnoxious. Yeah, and then it will cycle through songs through like the tutorial screen. Tuning Them does the same thing, but. I don't know, man. They're both kind of rough after owning them for a while. It's
but like DDR too, it's going to cycle through a couple songs.
It cycles through Sandstorm all of the time, apparently, like all of the time. That's just the thing it does. Now, what do you guys think for the worst ones?
Well, there's a couple of good candidates.
There's a couple really good candidates.
I was just thinking there was a couple good candidates that you have on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm going exclusively. I think we have some of the most annoying soundtrack or attract mode stuff.
Oh, I think
ever
so
made.
Too. I think we will agree on quite a few of them. I definitely hate Turtles in Time.
That's probably my number one.
It's up there.
Honestly,
Turtles in Time is bad. Crazy Taxi is bad.
Yeah.
Puzzle Bobble and Metal Slug are horrible.
Metal Slug,
I think, is more grating.
It's really the scream to me, more so than the guttural.
The screams are the worst.
Well,
but
it's the mix for me.
The deaths are bad too.
The
machine
death
gun.
Scream, yes.
Yeah,
heavy machine gun. But then like I don't know, like the like Initial D and F-Zero, they have music and everything, so it's not. I don't know, it's not as bad. But something about Crazy Taxi, I'm not a fan of The Offspring as it is. And just hearing over and over and over,
on repeat.
It's a rough one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of oof bad ones, and two of them are in the Big Red right now.
I'll back up real quick. I'll say X-Men's probably an attractment I can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 72 hours, no problems.
Every person kind of has that like. You don't even hear it anymore.
Right.
Like I'll turn my cabs on at the house. Like I usually let them run, a couple times a week, just for like an hour or two. And my wife hates being in there because I'll have like Mushi or whatever kind of playing it, and I just don't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just like not a thing. And she's like, "How can you stand to be in here?" I'm like, "I don't know. I like it. Leave me alone. Go back in your room." I just don't hear it anymore. But what are some ones that you hate, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, Metal Slug was the one.
Metal Slug 1 is the worst.
Is the one that jumped out. And at first I thought I could play the game. And then I was like, well.
It's stuck in attract mode.
Yeah, I reread the question because I was like, well, if I can play the game, there's a lot of games that are annoying, but like I would have a lot of fun learning the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I could, play with it and deal with it. But if it's stuck in attract mode, Metal Slug is way up there. And I think before, when I would only turn it on when I wanted to play it, like I never really noticed it until y'all had it in the lineup.
Oh yeah, that's my fault.
I
probably should change that out to a different Metal Slug game.
Yeah, and it's
bad.
It's bad because of how grating and like how much it like it knocks anything else out. That's like all you hear. So yeah, that was definitely on the top for me for sure. Even above Puzzle Bobble for sure.
Yeah, Puzzle Bobbles, it's just like an annoying jingle. It's not grating. It's just kind of like it gets on your nerves. Metal Slug is like,
see, I think that
is just rough.
That would be worse over 72 hours.
You think
something
so?
like Puzzle Bobble.
Oof. It's a tough one. They're
because
both
it's
horrible.
just going to it's going to become an earworm.
Yeah,
and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. Versus things that just annoy you on frequency.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because
I still say Turtles in Time.
Turtles
Absolute
in Time,
worst arcade attract mode ever.
It's real bad. It's
even with some of the ones you were talking like Pong or the little things, I'm thinking like beep, they're almost water torture-y. Like,
well, it's tough because Rob's right, but the way that I look at it is a Metal Slug's immediately going to annoy me, whereas Puzzle Bobble, I'll probably be okay for 15 minutes of the 72 hours, and then I'm like, ugh, but it would do more damage long term, I think. But I'm immediately...
That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it as there's some games that just you're going to have the constant level of frustration across all 72 hours. There's some games, like for the first 12 hours, you might be, hey, this is fine. And then the last like 48 hours are the most excruciating audio pain you've ever experienced in your entire life, and you wish nothing but the sweet release of death.
Yeah,
or deafness.
It happens to me where like I'll pick a ringtone of something I like, or like a text message, notification that I like, and then I'll hear it and like what it's from, and I hate it. So
maybe that's the root of the question is like, if it's Turtle in Time, how long do you go before you ice pick into your eardrums?
How long is the intro? 35 seconds? It's the worst. Like
that's a smart play because you know that you're going to have to be there for the rest of the time. Just get it over with right away.
Yeah, maybe. It's oof, man. It's just a rough one. Even as a kid, I didn't like it. I'm like, this is annoying.
Yeah,
from the jump.
It's the worst of like the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, and it's
theme
just
song type stuff that is just. Ugh.
I'm sure that there are some other ones out there that are kind of rough. That The problem is, like, most of my games, I don't have the attract mode, like,
sound
on. Yeah, I kind of just let them run.
Too bad.
I think my wife could answer this better than me.
Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa doesn't use the actual cartoon theme.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, yeah, I can listen to that for 72 hours.
Yeah. That could be a cool one. Anything else that you can think of, Jared, off the top of your head?
No,
Most of the cave shooters aren't like... There's no real like music when you're on the attract mode. It's mostly just like a intro thing.
It's never stood out as aggravating to me.
Yeah.
But it might be the same thing where like other people are like, that is insane.
I know like gameplay of Blazing Star. Blazing Star would be a rough one. Bonus bonus all the time. That'd be a rough one. I don't even like playing that game sometimes.
Virtua
I love the
Tennis.
game. Bunk. Yeah. It's a good one.
Well, yeah, that's a good question, and I'm sure people have some of their own hated ones.
I would love to
loved
hear
ones.
I would love to hear both. I like to hear what you could deal with and the ones that are terrible for sure.
Yeah, so we'd love to hear that too. Of course, any of our episode questions, listeners are always free to hop on and give their own answers for those that we cover on the air. A lot of that conversation happens before we even get to the questions, so that's good too. You've already got the stimulating discussion.
Absolutely.
On the Discord, so certainly worth checking out. Well, I do believe that's going to wrap us up for Carnival. Jared, where can they find you?
So here, of course, hanging out every couple weeks, and yeah, that's basically it.
All right, Adam, what about you?
Twitch.tv/PassBlaster. I swear at some point I will stream again. I don't know when, but I usually stream there. Try to stream there Monday nights or Wednesday nights. Really just kind of depends on what's going on. Also on YouTube, we're making more content. If you're watching here, appreciate you. Going to be doing some more Podouken picks soon when we get more time. I've got some weird questions for you guys, even weirder than the ones that we get from the listeners.
What's
maybe.
your 8th favorite shoe brand?
All right, I'm going to throw that one in the trash because that was going to be one of them. But no, we do stuff there, and then we've also been streaming some more on the Flippin' Great Pinball Arcade Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Flippin' Great Pinball. Or just Flipping Reet Pinball, whatever.
Just one G in the entire thing.
That's it, just the one.
For the 30% of you left listening, because I've seen the stats.
Yeah, they drop.
You guys drop like flies as soon as we go, well, that's going to wrap us up for it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you staying all the way to the end and listening to our spiels here.
Yes.
But hopefully you will join us next time when the portal to Carnage is about to open again. See y'all next time.
See ya.
Later.